Hey everybody, Monica Reinhard-Gorney here, co-author of The Struggle is Real, but There is Hope. Today I want to discuss 3 half-truths that every parent should know. At the end, I'm going to share a little bit about my personal story, but right now I want to start with what's relevant to everybody. And I also just want to say I didn't just fall off the turnip truck. I did graduate with a bachelor's degree and honors from Bryn Mawr College, and I have a master's degree in counseling from the University of Pennsylvania. I've been working in the field for 25 years. And I've also raised teenage daughters who are now 14 and 19. So much of what we talk about in the book, I've experienced firsthand. So the first thing I want to debunk is this idea of better diagnosis. I see it being offered in the news as an explanation for the rising rate of just about every diagnosis in children. It's very comforting to think that it's just because we have more professionals out there and we better recognize things that is the reason why the rate of these things is rising. And there's a little truth to that. That is part of the reason. But like, guys, I just turned 50. I don't know about you. When I think back to my elementary years and just my 20 years being in schools, we didn't just miss kids dropping to the ground in anaphylaxis or needing inhalers or insulin during the school day. We didn't have aides in every classroom. We didn't have aides needing to wear human body shields to protect themselves from urine and feces. These things weren't happening in schools 20 years ago, okay? So there's a truth there, but there's also not truth there. The next one is that every product on the supermarket shelf is safe for human consumption. Now, none of the things are going to kill you, that's for sure. But will they potentially raise your rate of obesity, heart disease, stroke? I'm talking about things like diet products and low and non-fat foods. If you eat those things consistently, your rate of those things rise. And now we're seeing some of these things in young children, okay? The third one is that there is no known cause or treatment often for many of the common childhood diagnoses. That is also partially true and partially not true. Myself, my colleague, and many of the practitioners that we work with are working with kids who are losing 504 plans, IEPs, dyslexia diagnoses, ADHD diagnoses. There are some known causes for these things, and there are some very effective treatments. So we all need to ask ourselves, why are we not being given this information? Why are insurance companies willing to pay for medications that you'll be dependent on for the rest of your life, as opposed to paying for treatments that might help you not have that diagnosis nor need any treatment any longer? So these are questions that I ask every day. I was personally affected. Just to give some background on this, my firstborn daughter lived on medical formula for the first 3 years of her life. She could tolerate no food proteins. She was covered in eczema so severe that I had to soak her pajamas off of her every morning because she would scratch and bleed during the night and her pajamas would be caked to her. I would have to soak them off. I would have to wrap her in gauze to protect her. She was on acid reflux medications. None of these things helped her. She only was getting worse. She was physically weak. As a result, she was not hitting some milestones while exceeding milestones in other areas. Right now, that young lady is a thriving honors student in college with crystal clear skin. She is the picture of health. But I had to go on a really different path to achieve that outcome for her. And so, again, this is personal for me. I feel like I'm not going to stop until every parent is aware of this information and that we see some systemic change, because there are things that we can be doing in our schools, in our health system to really help people, get people the help that they need. So all of this is covered in our book, The Struggle is Real. I also work with people, one-on-one, individually, all around the country. Zoom is a great technique for that. So please, if you do anything today, put the book in your cart and buy it and dig in and reach out if you need some more help.